Hey everybody, it's Frontier Jim checking in with you. Please forgive my camera, it's in the holder a little bit crooked, taking a crooked video. I just want to tell you, I just got back in town after spending the weekend in Idaho, taking flowers to the graves of all my relatives and long dead people, friends, relatives, whatever. Just went and did my wife and my son today. I know that Memorial Day really isn't about everyone who's ever died. Memorial Day is honoring our veterans who have given their lives in service to the country. And I just wanted to give a shout out to those folks. I've had relations who died in the war. My father served in World War II. My older brother served in Vietnam. I was in the Army. In fact, my father got an award from President Ronald Reagan for having the most children in a single family in the military at the same time. We come from a proud military family. We not all served in the same branch of the military, but most of the children in my family, there's 11 children, and many of them served in the military. And we know what it's about and what it's for. And I think that people in this country do two things. They don't honor veterans and military personnel enough. They don't give them enough credit. They don't treat them the way they should be treated, especially our government doesn't treat them the way they should be treated. Military veterans should never have to fight for the benefits that they were promised. And unfortunately, they fight for them way too much. And the second thing that people in this country do is they honor them too much. You also shouldn't honor every single veteran in the country and tell them thank you for your service every single day. You should tell them thank you for their service when you feel appreciation for their service. So the best way to honor those people is not to say thank you for your service just so you look good to your friends and family, but to really thank them for their service in your heart and understand what they've given to this country and what they gave up. I was never in a war. I was lucky enough to be between wars when I was in the military. But if had there been a war, I would have gone. And I spent 6 years in the reserves, giving up a weekend a month with my family to train and be prepared to go fight in a war. And I think one of the biggest things we miss in this country, the biggest thing that bothers me, I guess, is the fact that reservists are not considered veterans. I don't know that reservists deserve all the benefits that a full-time military person gets, but I do think they deserve that recognition of saying, yes, you're a veteran. If you served 6 years as a reservist or more, you should be respected as a veteran, and you should be treated as a veteran. I gave up 2 weeks a year, and every other weekend I was in basic training for 4.5 months, where basic training is normally a month and a half. I was there for 4.5 months just because of paperwork issues. So I gave up 4.5 months of my life with my family to be in another state serving my country. And then I gave up every weekend and 1 week or 2 weeks a year. And I guess the thing is that most people join the military because they want to. So they're not sacrificing everything that you might think they're sacrificing, because they're doing something they like to do, something they ask to do, something they want to do. So I'm not asking you to tell them thank you for doing something they want to do. I think what military people deserve is, like I said, the thanks in your heart and the appreciation for the time that they've spent keeping our country safe. And that includes reservists and National Guard. And I don't know, I think that opinion might bother some full-time military, but they still sacrificed. So let's say you're a reservist and you went overseas and fought in the Iraqi war or the Afghanistan war. Now you're a veteran, right? But maybe you sacrificed only 1 month more than someone who never went to a war. And why isn't that person a veteran? I mean, maybe you went to the Iraqi war and you were a supply sergeant and you never even saw the front line. You stayed back at the base the whole time, but now you're a veteran. I think that everyone should be a veteran that sacrifices part of their life to protect our country in any way. And I think that that's something we really miss out on here in this country. And your opinion may be different, that's okay. My opinion is that because I am in that category. Now, the state of Utah, where I live, recognizes me as a veteran, but our federal government doesn't. And I think that that's a miss. I think that people who sacrifice their time just for the sole purpose of making our country a safer country, which includes reservists, because other countries look at our military and they say, well, they've got whatever we have, 300,000 full-time military, but look, they've got 600,000 reservists that are there in the drop of a hat. That tells them don't come to war here. And I think that we all do our part, and I think we should all be appreciated for our part that we did. And that's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, you can put it in the comments. I'll read them, might even respond. But everyone have a great Memorial Day. Honor your veterans of all shapes and sizes. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'm out of here.